My name is Darryl Carr. Thanks for being with us. First up, customers of the Fund Gold Coast Fund Management Company have picketed the premises of the Securities and Exchange Commission to demand their locked-up funds. The customers say they are yet to receive their monies 4 years after the regulator revoked the license of the company. The company, which operated under the registered name Black Shield Capital Limited, had over 55,000 customers whose funds were locked up. Here are some of the aggrieved customers who have been speaking to Joy Business.
Should be in our satisfaction, not for the government. And government cannot, never, in any way, government cannot take any decision that is for their own benefit. It should be the benefit of the citizens. And you see today, police all over, dressed up like a war. This is a terrible country. This is a useless country that we are in. And I'm telling you, some of us, we are ready to face anybody who actually will fight us. Useless. Useless. Thank you very much.
That amount of money, the same 40 million, went beyond 800 plus as of December last year. So even the 220, which I have, is nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the government came in, we did some regularization, and I was given 50,000 Ghana cedi, and that was the end. I mean, the 40 million SEFA, an amount that could have bought me a 2-bedroom apartment in the UK, anywhere in the world. That was how it ended. As I talk to you now, my husband is a retiree, and he suffered stroke after this whole, what do you call it, DDP, whatever came into being. And he's right here in the car from the hospital. You know, when he has things were getting better, when the Ministry of Finance promised we're going to pay them, he became a bit better. Now, the whole of yesterday, he couldn't speak. We just from the hospital. Right here is in the car. And so this is I am an individual bondholder myself. I wouldn't want to mention the amounts of money I have with the Bank of how do you call it? No. I mean, it's the Bank of Ghana through Ecobank. So I have my children in school. My husband has retired, and we both have our bonds. And now it is this amount of money, as I'm saying, was 40 million SEFA, which I took as a loan with interest when I was redeployed from Abuja to Togo. And that is why I'm here this morning.
Well, the aggrieved customers of the Fund Gold Coast Fund Management say they are giving the Securities and Exchange Commission 3 days to pay their locked-up funds. Let's listen now to Charles Nyame, who is convener of the group.
Securities and Exchange Commission, you came out with a press release that when you were confronted with these two options, you, per the experience that you have with liquidation path, some could even take 2 decades, that is 20 years. Based on that, you advise the government that the government should resort to a bailout package, which the government agreed. A bailout package means that the government should find taxpayers' money, pay with the customers, because our monies are not lost monies. They are monies invested in the system, in the financial system. So the government should find money, pay us, then the government will deal with the company in the court, take liquidation order later, and liquidate the assets of the company and send it back to the government chest. When the approval was completed at the Parliament House, then Securities and Exchange Commission made U-turn to use the liquidation route as a condition that unless they get liquidation order, the bailout package, they will not disburse it. Which is which? You say that the liquidation route can be protracted. It can take 2 decades, that's 20 years. That there's nothing they can do about the condition. This condition is killing people. Yes. Old people are dying. Yes. And Mr. Adjinfra says that there's nothing they can do about the death of the pensioners. Pensioners who have worked hard, served this nation with their sweat and blood. They have made their monies. They have put it down for their future use. And if a government policy, this company did not collapse by itself. Gold Coast Fund Management Company was solvent until Akufo-Addo government touched it with the financial cleanup exercise. And this is a policy by government which was preluded with a lot of assurances from the government that he is doing this exercise to protect we the depositors. We, the investors, it is going to protect our investments and our deposits. And here we are, 5 years. We are still counting. People are dying. And the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Ogwami Tete and his entourage today in the meeting, they told us that they can do nothing about the death of the pensioners. We are calling on the nation. This is not our fight alone. Let the nation arise. It started with a financial cleanup exercise. It got to individual bondholders. It got to pension bondholders. Now pension funds are on the way to be touched. Very soon, our savings.
All right, Charles Nyamith, convener of the aggrieved customers of Gold Coast Fund Management Company. My colleague James Ishan was with the aggrieved customers. He's now with me in the studio to tell us a bit more about what happened over there. So we heard the stories from the aggrieved customers. Did the Securities and Exchange Commission meet them? What did they say?
Yeah, today, yes, they met the Securities and Exchange Commission. They were expecting something positive out of that particular meeting. But it appears after almost 2 to 3 hours of that particular meeting, when we engaged the convener, that is Charles Nyame, with respect to what are some of the outcomes out of that particular meeting, what he said was it appears SEC seemed to be indifferent in handling or addressing their issues, which he felt was not the right way. And also he raised other issues that had to do with the fact that, according to him, some few weeks back, we had the president saying most of these depositors have been paid, but it appears the president has been misled, and he wanted to address the president and anyone in charge to let them know that that's not the case, and they are still have their funds being locked up. So as soon as possible, this should be done, and for them to get their monies paid back to them.
So essentially, they are giving the Securities and Exchange Commission 3 days to make the payments. And so what happens after day 3 when there's no payment?
Right, so after the 3 days, according to the convener, it appears they only had 3 days from the police. That is a permit being given to them by the police. In that sense, after 3 days, they would wait for another week. That is a week for resting. They will come back, go back to the police, get 3-day permission. So they will consistently keep picketing at the premises of the Securities and Exchange Commission until this particular matter is being addressed. So basically, that's the calls coming from them.
All right, James Ishen, thanks for keeping an eye on that story for us. We will keep following. They are going to picket again, I believe, day 2 till they get their monies. Well, we'll keep our eyes on that. But what?